Hi everyone. So this is the second video of Apache Zookeeper series, and in this video we are going to see how to download and install Apache Zookeeper with a single node setup on our local machine. So before starting this video, I just wanted to tell you that I am using a Mac laptop, but many of you who are going to watch this video are using the Windows or Linux. But the Linux is going to be quite similar, and for the people who are using the Windows, it is going to be similar only, but there are some changes in the command and maybe there's some changes in the process of download. So don't worry about it. This you can just visit any of the Medium or a Stack Overflow page and you can able to find out how to download it. And sometimes maybe you will get some error related to Java and Java Home and try to figure it out and we are good to go. And now let's get started with this video. As you can see, there are three links that I mostly click. So first of all, talk about this particular link. That is the official website of Apache Zookeeper. Here it is showing some things. Now there is a page of downloading the Zookeeper, and here we'll reach there. Now we can download it from here also. I will just click it here, and we can download it accordingly. But the point, the many of you who are on this particular playlist, maybe they studied and come across Zookeeper when they were studying about the Kafka. So what you can do is you can just go to the Kafka documentation and you will be able to know that Kafka work with some particular version of Zookeeper. So download accordingly if it is required, or other than that you can simply download it from this website. Now, moving forward, if there is, you will visit this particular website, Apache Archive. This is easiest way to download a Zookeeper because here you can see the versions of a Zookeeper. And for the demo purpose, I am downloading version 3.5.7. I'll just simply go and download this bin.tar.zz. I downloaded it. We're going to see it in my download folder and it is unarchived now. But for the demo purpose, I will just put it in some another folder. Maybe Zookeeper demo. What we'll do, we'll just change it. Okay. Now go to downloads. We'll copy this. We'll go to documents and we paste it. Okay. Now here we got our Apache Zookeeper folder. And now what we can do, we can open this particular folder in our Visual Studio Code. Zookeeper demo and this. So now if you're going to talk about this Zookeeper folder, so there are the two important folders in it. It is bin and config. So for the bin and the config folder, if you see, there are some of the files are there, zkcla.cmd, zkcla.sh, zkserver.sh. Okay. For all the users who are using the Windows, they can simply run zkserver.cmd, and for the users who are using the Windows and Linux, they can simply run the commands as I'm going to run zkserver.sh, and all the other commands are similar to it. The second important file that is going to be config folder. In this, there is the important file is dosample.cfg. So here we provide all the configurations. So actually we have to make one file named zoo.cfg, and what we'll do, we'll just copy all the sample configuration from here to zoo.cfg. We are doing it because by default Zookeeper look for the configurations and it will look for the file zoo.cfg in the configuration folder. So we have created it. Now before starting and moving to our terminal, before running our command, before starting the Zookeeper, we should know what are these configurations. So there is the two important configurations that we are going to discuss in this video is data directory and the client port. Tick time, init limit, and the sync limit we are going to discuss in the next videos, because these top three configurations are the part of when we are going to do a multi-server setup of a Zookeeper. So first of all, we talk about the data directory. So data directory is simply in this folder, in the temp Zookeeper folder. It's a temporary directory for now. You can also provide a path to any other folder as well. Here, all the data snapshots are going to be stored in this particular data directory. Okay, all the logs of the data will going to store in this particular data directory. And there is one more thing, that is client port. So client ports tells us on which port Zookeeper is going to run. Now we are going to move on our terminal part. So what we'll do, we'll go there in a Zookeeper demo, and here what we can do is we can open our new terminal at the folder. Now This is our first time that we are going to run the Zookeeper. Server.sh. Okay, so there we saw that there are multiple um, commands are there, multiple files are there. So one of the file is zk server. So what we are doing, we are going to run zk server, and then by default it is going to look for that particular zoo.cfg. For the first time, what we can do, we can just type it. Later on, we'll not going to use it. We will just, because we know that by default it is going to pick this zoo.cfg. Okay, so it is saying that the command is fine, but there should be some sort of uh, like commands that we have to pass after the z.sh, that is going to be start foreground, restart, and a status. So what we'll do, we'll go there, and now we're going to start. See, you can see the Zookeeper is started now. Now let's move to another command, like we can stop the Zookeeper. Now what we can do is we can also run the Zookeeper start foreground. The use case of this command is when you have to see the logs of the Zookeeper, you can run this command and you will be able to see the logs of the Zookeeper. Now moving forward, when you have to see the status of a Zookeeper. Okay, so it is saying that error connecting the service because I stopped the foreground. Now what we can do, we will run it into a background with the help of the start command. Now Zookeeper is running again, and now we can do a status. So now it is showing that client port found 2181. Okay, so it means Zookeeper is running on the port 2181, and the mode that it is running is standalone because it's only one single server setup that we are doing. Now we can stop it. And what we are going to do, we are going to, okay, I just mistype. I stopped it, and now we can going to start it foreground. Yeah, we are good to go. So this is how we have started our Zookeeper server. So now our Zookeeper server is up and running. Now we are going to move to our Zookeeper client, and then we are going to see some amazing stuff. So let's go there. So again, I'm going to open a new terminal. Okay, let me just uh, minimize it and see. It is the server running here. Create some space, and now we are going to create a client. Now we are going to run the command bin/zkcli.sh server. Okay, let me just make it zkcli server localhost 2181. As see here, this our CLI is started. It means that our client of the Zookeeper is also started now. And see, when you will see the log here, you can see it is giving us the watcher, and it is showing that it is connected. Now our Zookeeper client is already connected with our Zookeeper server. So now let's move to our notebook and let me show you what I wanted to showcase. So see this. When we were doing this configuration management demo, in this, what we were saying that there are some value equals to 4. So this particular Zookeeper is our server that we have created, and this ZK, okay, so these are the clients. So we have created one single client and we have created one server. So now what we can do is, and I already told you one thing, that should be a TCP connection between them. So what will happen right now? If I close the client, if I close the server, how will the client is going to react? Okay, let's see. How will the Zookeeper going to react if I close the client? How the server is going to react? We are going to see this thing first of all, and then we will see a little bit more, and then we'll move to our next video. So now what we'll do, I will first of all, what I can do is, let me just open them in the docked windows. The right one is our server, left one is our client. First of all, I'm going to close the client. I close it. So here you can see there is at the last I'm unable to read the additional data from the client session ID, likely client has closed socket. So because of the TCP connection, server able to know that the client is closed now. Now what we can do is we again going to make our client up, We're again going to run the same command. So see, our client is up and running. Moving forward, what we can do, we can just close the Zookeeper server and see the how the client is going to react with that particular thing. Okay, what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to just shut down the Zookeeper server. So now see, there's a error started coming because Zookeeper is now not able to watch the server. There is a connection issue that is going to come in. So this is all happening because of a TCP connection that both the servers and the clients are managing. If I make the Zookeeper server up, you can see the connection has been established. So now it is connected. Now we are going to move on to the last part of the video where we are going to see some of the commands that we can run inside our Zookeeper client. So suppose that we are inside a Zookeeper client and it is already connected to our Zookeeper server. So server is running behind. Now if I do ls flash, see it is showing me a Zookeeper right now. Now what that particular thing means that this Zookeeper is node is present. What we can do, we can create multiple nodes. Something like create, oh, it is created. And if I do again ls, see there are two nodes are there, Karthik and Zookeeper. You can create multiple nodes, you can create child of this node, and this is going to form a tree like structure in it. Suppose Karthik slash p. Node does not exist. Sorry, we have to just first of all create it. Okay, so Karthik slash p is also created, and when we are going to do ls slash, so here we can see Karthik and Zookeeper, and now we are going to do ls slash Karthik, and then you can see the p folder that we have just created. So this is following a Linux based architecture somehow, where it is storing the data in a tree based manner or in a file based system. We are going to study more about it when we are going to study about how Zookeeper stores the data and how it helps a lot in solving the very big problem. So this is for this video, and we are going to meet soon in our next video. Bye guys.